Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, I got some stuff to say. I wanted to make sure that I got it out tonight because I'm not doing a review of this episode. It's enough folks doing that. I'm gonna link up with Butterfly tomorrow, I think, to do an actual review. But I want to talk about something else. It is episode related, but I'm gonna give folks a little bit of time to come on in, get settled. Um, yeah, again, I'd rather do it live so I could get some interaction, make it a little bit more fun for me. But I'm gonna give everybody a little bit of time to get settled.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you or someone you know experiencing sudden obsession with fictional characters from the hit show Love and Maritime Spell? You may be suffering from melody derangement syndrome, or MDS. MDS affects hundreds of fans worldwide, causing compulsive behaviors such as rage tweeting, binge watching YouTube videos, and prying into the personal lives of TV characters. Don't let MDS control your life. Talk to your doctor today about the symptoms of melody derangement syndrome and find out how you can regain control. Consult your physician before starting any treatment. Side effects may include improved social interactions, increased productivity, and a healthier relationship with reality. Viewer discretion is advised.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta stop.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. What is up? It is your girl, Unpopular Opinion. I am here tonight unexpectedly because I have something that I want to share with everybody. I've been working on something after I watched the episode last night and the episode last week about Latisha. And I did my poll the other day asking y'all who you wanted me to work on next. And it was kind of split, but the majority of y'all said Latisha. Now, I apologize for the sound in my little opening with my Stormy promo or whatever you want to call it. But I'm downloading a video in the background that's taking up a whole lot of memory, y'all. But it's cool because it's necessary because I'm really, 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 really sick and tired of some of the same narratives that I hear about Latisha that are just parroted every single freaking content creator blogger, whatever, they all parrot the exact same narrative about Latisha. And I'm just really confused as to where it's coming from. Like, I just honestly don't get it. Um, and so just to prove my point, let me not start that just yet. Hold on. My little thing is getting ahead of itself. Um, but just to prove my point, I had to go pull some receipts from the actual episodes. And here's the thing that really just killed me is that we create narratives about these characters that kind of like take on a life of their own. But I don't always know where exactly they come from because you can literally go back and watch it. Like it's all there. You can literally go back and watch it. And so I'm just so very confused. And part of it could possibly be that, you know, the saying of like two people can be in the same room experiencing or watching the same thing and take away something completely different. That could be it. It could be that folks who are watching this show are basically viewing it through the lens of like where they are in life or what they got going on. So they're going to view things more, like I said, and I know people don't watch my videos in order, but I was talking the other day about how we ignore red flags, or we try to give folks like, you know, we look at certain folks through a favorable lens if we're relating to them, or if it's a relationship that we value. You may discount some things and heighten up other things. I think that's what's happening with Latisha. So let me just go back and tell y'all what it has pissed me off. Um, it is 9 minutes and 41 seconds. I got a handful of folks in here, and y'all know that don't mean nothing to me. I'm perfectly fine with that. I see Naomi in the chat. Welcome. She says Tisha has been in defense mode since season one. We're gonna get into her. And the best way to do this, honestly, is to just pull the scenes. It's just to pull the scenes. And I really want to like really engage in this conversation about Latisha before I do her video, because to be honest, Latisha and Martell will probably be the last videos I do. And I don't have a timeline on that. Because the two of them have so much nuance to their characters that it just really truly takes time to do it right, and it's going to be like a multi-part kind of thing. There's going to have to be some lead up because there's just too many things happening in the background and too many changes in the character to just do like a straight 20-minute 45-minute thing. Like these two characters don't necessarily have like a linear character arc. It's a lot of like back and forth, up and down, and a lot of different events that lead to other things that have impact. Like it's a little bit messier when you get to Latisha and Martell as far as doing character analysis. But for me, before I can even like do an actual character analysis of Latisha that won't ultimately piss me off when folks get in the comments and start blacking out with their MDS about stuff that she did and stuff that she said, we got to like level set on like what was real life and what was some shit that folks made up based off of what I can only assume some social media stuff. Um but I'm gonna get into it. It's 11:35. Welcome everybody. It's your girl Unpopular Opinion. For those of you all who are new, I see that I have a lot of new followers, and I'm very grateful for that. But I just want to reset on every video because I understand that folks don't watch them all in order. Who could? You're gonna watch according to your interests, but I'm not going to do social media back and forth. Go look at this person's page, go run down, look at everything they ever posted in life, and then you'll understand the show better. No, F that. This is a television show. I'm supposed to be able to gather everything that I'm supposed to be able to gather from the goddamn show. I'm not going on these fandom pages, piecing nothing together from all these. Ain't nobody got time for that. If any of these folks got anything substantial to the storyline on the actual television show that they prefer to show on their own social media, I would ask y'all, like, what's the purpose of that and what's the intent of that? Because that just doesn't make any goddamn sense. So Don't be sending me messages. I got my comments real strict anyway. Y'all can't go and put a whole lot of foolishness in there anyway. Um, but please don't come over here with none of this. You got to do your research. I ain't doing the research. Don't involve me watching season 1, episode 1 through season 8, episode 5, or wherever the hell we are with it. Y'all can miss me with that. I'm not scrolling and trolling and stalking through nobody's goddamn social media. Y'all can have that. I'm gonna let y'all have that. And it's enough content creators that's doing that. That's not me. So that's just a nice, friendly, somewhat introduction to those of y'all who are new. I like to stick to what actually happened in the show that we can verify with our own eyes, that everyone has access to, and we can go and see it. Again, if somebody else is doing some stuff on the side on their own social media, I would ask y'all to really kind of consider, like, why would that person be doing that? Like, what's the intent and the purpose of that? But I'm here because I watched last night's episode. Um and I watched last week's episode, the not so nice Tisha and this whole thing. And it got me to thinking about Stormy, where she was on the stage in the reunion last year talking about what you was rehearsing this in the car. Oh, you got some courage now. Like this whole thing that Latisha is just some weak bitch that don't never say nothing. And I got a couple things for that. Latisha's some weak bitch that don't never say nothing. She just let her husband run down on her and she don't have a backbone. Okay, that's what they say. Am I lying or not? If I'm lying, put a 1 in the chat that I'm lying. If I'm telling the truth, put a 2 in the chat if I'm telling y'all the truth. That this is the narrative of Latisha. The narrative of Latisha is she don't have no backbone. She is weak. She's stupid. She can't speak well. And she just let her husband run down on her and talk bad about her and make her look like a fool on national TV. That is, if you ask anybody making the 30,000 plus YouTube videos with the hashtag LAMH, that's what they're going to tell you about Latisha. If y'all go on anybody else's reviews for the past 2 episodes that talked about Latisha, y'all going to see the same thing. Y'all going to see folks saying that she do all this stuff and she don't take no accountability for it. Okay. They're gonna latch on to whatever Marcel was saying in the moment, ignoring the fact that throughout the entire show, Marcel has tried to, and this is called a marriage because it is love and whatever. Folks don't even know what folks do in marriages. You make each other better, but I'm talking about folks who don't. Aside, okay, aside. Latisha is weak. She don't stand up for herself. I'm trying to figure out where y'all got that shit from. I'm really trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out where we got that from. So we're gonna go back, way back in the time. And y'all gonna walk with me and we're gonna talk together through this thing. And I'm telling you, this is gonna be a multi-part thing because my doggone video software and my computer don't have enough memory to hold all the receipts from this show of exactly who Latisha has been since season 1. And let's really talk about it. Let's finally put these clips side by side and be able to walk through it and have a conversation about who she actually is and where this narrative came from about her being some weak punk ass bitch that I don't see it. I honestly don't. Now I do see that she ain't trying to fight or she ain't doing, but no, who does that other than Destiny sometimes and then Stormy how she used to. But nobody on this show is just basically trying to catch fades, throw fades with folks in the parking lot. Well, Melody did once, and that was whatever. Let's get into this, y'all. I really want to take a moment to just walk through it. Where did folks get in their mind that Latisha was weak? She was some punk whack bitch that don't stand up for herself. And then here's the other thing. While I also get in the chat that a particular character, it ain't her video, so I ain't gonna put too much on her. A particular character has been bullied. This is what they say, y'all. I'm just saying. They say Melody, one person, has been bullied by the entire cast for seasons since the beginning. They all piled up against her and they bullied her for seasons. I'm asking y'all, where? No one can ever tell me. Give me a season, give me an episode. Nobody can ever tell me, right? Where Melody was bullied by the cast of this show for seasons and seasons Still trying to figure it out. Let's get into it together. So before I do this, I'm gonna try to narrate along with my video. It may be a little bit off, but stick with it. So we back to Huntsville, y'all. We got the cast here, and today we here to talk about, like I said, is Latisha weak? A lot going on in the YouTube streets about this particular character, and I'm just trying to figure out like where. So we're gonna get into this together, and let's find out exactly if we find any evidence. I'm calling this Gaslights and Clapback Season 1.
What have you guys been doing? Melody and I, we've been like the faces of the comeback group.
We all have been dealing with the comeback group. You guys only bring and Melody and Martell and Holy Hope. You guys don't mention the comeback group at all. It's nothing.
So I'm gonna pause this right now and give you all a little bit of background. This is Season 1, Episode 11. This is when Latisha made the comment that made Melody so angry about her being the quote-unquote post queen. Here's the post queen right here, Season 1, Episode 11. So what y'all are going to see here is an actual interaction between the core six, where the Holts are gaslighting like they always did when they were together, of basically telling everybody that they are the face of the company and that they doing everything in the community and they not going to be bought out. And instead of being bought out, y'all should just dissolve the comeback group. Now, again, Season 1, Episode 11. Season 1, right? So the theory is that Latisha don't ever stand up for herself. She don't ever have nothing to say until the reunion. She don't have nothing to say until the reunion. And that she has been bullying Melody and all this bullshit. So I'm just saying, I just want to see where the evidence of that is. So I went back and here we go. Oh shit.
So we're not gonna argue about that. But we can go back to post to see that. Oh, we can post queen right here. I'm post queen. Oh wow, where's that anger coming from? Melody never promoted the comeback group. I mean, you can go through her social media and go through all her pictures. It's all about Melody Martell. At this point, it's like, do you guys even care about the comeback group?
Why are you mad at Melody? Why are you all that hostility?
It's not the time and place for that.
No, it's always a time and place. She's like about to jump on her throat.
I texted Mel and I told her why I was upset with her. She refused to reply to it. So I'm upset with me. I'm sorry.
Okay. You told me that you were upset with me? So the name of this is called Gaslights and Clapbacks. Latisha is weak. Melody don't do nothing wrong. Latisha is just a brat. On and on and on. So what they're standing here talking about is the fact that Melody on her social media posted, and I know this because they said this on the show, not because I was over there looking at this bullshit, but on the show, Melody posted about Marceau not wearing his wedding ring. Okay. This is evidence number 1 of Latisha confronting Melody, trying to hold Melody accountable and standing up for herself. I mean, I'm told that she don't ever do that and she just weak, so she don't ever say nothing. She don't ever say nothing. Okay.
Business. We hear this for business.
Oh, it's all business.
But let's be clear. I already know text on why she's upset with me. You ignore people and I want to believe that Melody truly did not receive my text. But I know she received my text. And I know she ignored my text.
So we know she received the text and we know she ignored it. I'm going to direct you all to, again, Season 1, where Kimmy was saying the exact same thing, that Melody was ignoring her text messages. They went to Mimosas with Melody, and Kimmy was asking, where you been? Boy, where you been? And Melody goes, oh, yeah, I wasn't responding to no text messages from nobody from the comeback group. Okay. But here, She gonna stand in Latisha's face and say, I didn't receive. No, I didn't get no text message. She know goddamn well she got a goddamn text message from that girl. This is called gaslighting 101. And as much as y'all love to be in the internet streets, calling everybody a narcissist, calling everybody all the things, if you really truly understand narcissism, ain't no way that you can ignore the fact that this is called straight up gaslighting. That's what it is. She know that she received the goddamn text message. Now again, this is season 1. Latisha standing up to Melody and telling her, yeah, you the post queen. Let's talk about your post. What post? When I do a post, oh, Nam, where's all this energy coming from? You know where the energy is coming from. If you sit up there and posted about somebody's marriage on your social media page, somebody who you're supposed to be friends with, let's get this straight. This is somebody who is supposed to be your friend. Okay. And there's evidence of that. This is somebody who is supposed to be your friend. Okay. And they're posting on their social media that your husband is not wearing his wedding ring, insinuating that he's cheating, which we already know that Martell and Melody came up with this 20 women thing already episodes ago at this point. Because right now, this is season 1, episode 11. Okay. So we know that the whole 20 women thing has come up and it was already popping, and they was all mad about the whole back and forth between the whole thing. That was the issue, but they were trying to do business in between. Y'all remember this. Okay. So when Latisha says, oh, you the post queen, somebody who stand on their shit, as they say that they do, would have been like, oh yeah, I did that. I posted that. I sure did. I posted that your man wasn't wearing his ring because he wasn't and didn't and don't and still not. Like, you would have stood on it. But somebody who's going to try to gaslight you is going to say something like, I never received a text message from you that you were upset. She never said that she didn't post it. She didn't say that. I never received a text message from you. I don't know. You said you were mad about something. I didn't receive that. Interesting. This is what we call gaslighting. And for those of you all who don't actually know what gaslighting means, gaslighting is when somebody tries to make you question your perspective of reality. And it's from a movie called Gaslight, where the husband was making the wife basically go insane. Things would be happening like around the house, like with the heat and different things, and that he was doing, and he would say, "What? It feels fine in here to me." Or she would say, "Did you hear that? It sounds like something is like, there's some sounds like clicking in the house. You don't hear like that buzzing sound? Like, no, you hear a buzzing sound? I don't hear anything." And that is it's called emotional manipulation. And it is something that narcissists do to make you question your sense of reality. They want you to do that. Because as long as you questioning yourself and like, oh, but shit, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm tripping, then you're not looking at them and holding them accountable. It's classic narcissistic behavior. But again, Latisha's so weak, she just pop up when she drunk and da-da-da-da. But I got receipts and receipts and receipts. I literally don't have enough bandwidth on my computer to hold all the clips of all the times that Latisha stood up from herself from season 1 all the way to 8. I'm not talking about season 4. I'm not talking about 7. I'm talking about 1. We're in 1. And this is going to have to be a 3-part episode that I'm doing on this gaslights and clapbacks, just to give some folks a little bit of foundational information so we can talk about it, because this shit's getting on my nerves. I really was irritated yesterday going through different reviews and just hearing people run down on Latisha about some shit that ain't even real. Like, where did y'all get this from? And I could be wrong. Please tell me where I'm missing it. In the chat, I see all y'all. What's up, Melissa, Tyler, Cans? I'm gonna just go in here real quick. Tisha has been on defense mode. I saw that. Good evening. I missed the first few minutes. I'm actually working on a video regarding Latisha. I don't like how people treat her. I mean, you can use this as a case or source material, Tyler. I don't like how they talk about her pronouncing her words. She's got her own tea on that. That was season 1, episode I think it was episode 12. Okay. So she already brought that to the forefront, did speech lessons, whatever, but whatever. People say she dumb. She already brought all that to the table of where it came from, how she's self-conscious about it. And again, we want to talk about bullying. We want to talk about bullying. And this is where all this cult shit, like honestly, this is why that they're starting to become different content creators coming up, standing up for the Scott, standing up for Latisha, because this shit is actually quite sick. It's low-key sick. And we're talking about the whole cast bullied Melody. I'm just trying to see that, and I'm trying to unsee all the bullying that I see her doing of others. But I could be wrong. But this is why I pulled the information. And he never defends her in public. Tisha always has his back. She treats their marriage as a unified. Well, we'll talk about that. She's never been bullied. I don't care how I try to give Tisha the benefit of the doubt. She make herself look dumb. Okay. And see, and I'll get onto this whole other thing about looking dumb and this idea that when you're in a relationship with a man, that you always got to have the upper hand, and that the whole premise of the relationship is for you to make sure that he always supports you in public, no matter how wrong you are. I mean, if that works in any of y'all relationships, I think that that's fine, because relationships are about understanding. That's what relationships about. You can have any type of relationship as long as the two of y'all are in on it. Then that's the relationship for you. Criticizing anybody else's marriage or relationship is for what? For what reason? There's two crackheads together could have the sole goal and purpose of getting high every day, and that's the basis of their relationship. They got a positive, strong relationship based on what the fuck their goals are. That's good for them. I may want more, but no shade on them. That makes their relationship strong. So the whole judgment too of the type of marriage, like the whole thing exhausts me. It's exhausting. Checking you, boo. 100 understood. Tisha too. They were ganging up on me from the beginning. And when I say she's never been bullied, I'm referring to Mel. She is a mean girl, and I don't like. So we just gonna keep going. So instance number one, and this ain't even all of them, where the girl actually stood up for herself against some gaslighting shit. Okay. The second one, this ain't even really number two. This is just like the two so far that I pulled together. I got the receipts for that BMW. Let's watch.
Well, there wasn't a problem with you, though. Okay. As you are aware, I've had a lot of things going on in my life. And I have 3 kids like you do, so you know how that goes as well. So I hate that you assume by that I have a problem with it.
So let's pause yet again. Yet again. This is some gaslighting shit. And I'm going to tell you why. They're now sitting down, and this is everything that I'm showing you all now is in chronological order. So now they're sitting down trying to hash this bullshit out yet again. Okay. About the 20 women. Marcel don't be wearing his ring. All the shade that Martell and Melody are throwing over on the side that they don't ever mention, that they defend every time. And then they wonder why she possibly could have a problem with that. So here's Melody saying, oh, so the reason why you think I have a problem with you is because I wasn't responding to your messages. Have we not heard that before? Is this not the exact same thing that happened with Destiny? The exact same thing that happened with Stormy? The exact same thing that happens with every single freaking friend that comes on this show? They say that that's the thing. So at what point are we going to maybe start to think like, maybe that's probably just how she moves. But that's gaslighting. Why not just say, you know what? I saw your text message, but I don't really fuck with you like that. So that's why I ain't respond. Like, I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been perfectly fine to say, but she didn't say that. She flipped it. And this is, again, it's gaslighting. So you thought that because I didn't respond that I had a problem with you. Is that correct? Latisha was like, yeah, well, that's one of the reasons. And here's the thing where I'm going to go also with edits. That wasn't the only reason. The other reason is the stuff that she's putting on the internet. Let's be clear. It ain't just because Latisha just loved Mel so much and her feelings were so hurt that she didn't return her text message. That's bullshit. Latisha just said it in the clip that I showed y'all before. You the post queen. You like to post stuff about me. I have a problem with that. You never told me you had a problem. Why the fuck wouldn't she have a problem with it? What's happened? Okay. I'm just saying. I could be wrong.
Out to you to ask you. And when you asked, I told you everything was fine. And you thought I was being fake though when I gave the answer. Right. But I wasn't. That was the real. I feel like there's an issue that you have with me. And I don't know what that is. My grandmother passed away and my auntie passed away. You didn't reach out to me. You didn't say anything. You know I was close to my auntie. She came over your house with me before. And I really would have liked for you to reach out and say, hey girl, I'm praying for y'all.
Okay. So let's pretend. Let's just pretend that we're not just watching TV. And you got a friend, quote unquote, right? Y'all cool, all kind of stuff about each other, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, you cool. Y'all kind of, beefing. It ain't quite really, first of all, the moment that she posted some shit about my husband on the internet, that would have been dead. But we get it. They on TV. They got to figure out a way to work it out. Sure. Now we sitting at the table. I called you here because, yeah, we got to clean this up because, yeah, we on TV. We got to kind of figure it out. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, girl. Let's lay it all out. And then I'm telling you the different things that have occurred from my perspective. I ain't heard this lady take accountability for shit yet. And then when this girl sits here, I'm looking at the energy. Latisha's being calm. I can tell that she's ready to snap, as I would be. But y'all know that I'm not 100% saved yet. So I would have. That's just me. I see Latisha trying to stay calm, which is why I appreciate Marceau, who's always trying to keep her in line, because I guarantee y'all that if he didn't, she would have slapped her a couple holes by now. That's why they together, because they balance each other out. Latisha be wanting to go gutter. She want to get down to Bessemer. Martha was there to remind her that they got properties and that they own things and we have children and you can't be on TV acting a goddamn fool. Y'all call that her being controlling. That might be why a lot of y'all still single, but whatever. You sit here and let me rewind. You tell your girlfriend, y'all supposed to be girlfriends anyway, and you say, you know what, something else that kind of bothered me was, when my grandma died and my auntie died, I didn't hear from you. And we talking about a chick who, if you don't come to her podcast or whatever else, you don't support me, you didn't do this for me, y'all fake friends, real quick to call out everybody being fake friends. But the moment somebody says genuinely, y'all, genuinely, like, my feelings was kind of hurt because I expected to hear from you because I had really been there, like we friends, like I've been there for you. And the chick smiles in your face when you talking about your dead granny. How many of y'all wouldn't be fighting? I'm just saying. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. That cup just met her teeth and I'm not violent. Put it in the chat. I know y'all all saved and holy and y'all are non-violent. You live by the words of Dr. Martin Luther King and you sure. I want to see somebody who gonna be honest. Put it in the chat that if you sat in front of one of your friends and you said to them, yo, I was really upset because my grandma just died and my auntie died. And my auntie, like we came over your house and kicked it together, whatever, I thought that I would hear from you. And that was something else that really bothered me. And then they picked up a cup, sipped from it and smiled in your face. I just want somebody who's going to be honest in here today. I just need one person in here who's going to be honest. I'm with you. She wouldn't get by in my face with her star. I want somebody in here to be honest. I just need one. If y'all going to sit here and tell me, as a matter of fact, anybody who's sitting in here and thinking to themselves that the shit you just saw on the screen was perfectly fine and that Latisha is wrong, like I just don't understand what planet you from. I wouldn't be filming with her anymore. That would have been it would have had to have been the last scene because it would have turned into Love and Hip Hop. No, it would have turned into season 1, episode 1 of Love of Married to Medicine when Toya and Mariah got to fighting by the pool. We would have been fighting. We would have fought. It would have been a fade. I'm just saying. This is why I have a very small circle of friends because people couldn't pull this bullshit. Now, because Latisha is being level-headed and remembering, what she signed up for and didn't snatch her wig. It ain't a whole wig, but she didn't snatch that one little glue-in front piece, that frontal. She ain't snatch it. Now she got the reputation for being weak. Y'all killing me. So nobody's gonna tech or criticize what's actually happening in real life, that somebody is being completely gaslit on their reality. And why Melody cares so much about what Marcel is doing or what Latisha believes is a whole other thing. But whatever, I could be wrong.
So you smell about it. It's all good. We were all texting in the group whenever your family was lost. I said I'm going to check the message because I'm pretty sure I'm praying for you. You can check. I'm not smiling about the loss. I'm smiling about Latisha doing Latisha thing.
Gaslight. I'm not smiling about the loss. I'm gassing. I'm smiling. Listen to me saying gaslight. I'm smiling because you're doing the Tisha thing. If y'all don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. Y'all can go do your own research of what it means to gaslight somebody. Because again, even if her husband is actually cheating on her, if she didn't want to admit it, why wouldn't you, why are you so pressed about getting that out of her and pulling it out of her and her being honest about that? Why are you so pressed about that? Nobody ever asked that either. None of the content creators that I've been following, nobody that reviews this show has ever really wondered any of that. They just say that Latisha is annoying and she's a child and she's so immature. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to like objectively understand. It was ugly of her. It was very ugly. And it ain't nothing no damn Christian would be doing neither. But y'all notice too, that Christian stuff didn't come up neither until they was getting divorced. But whatever. You doing the Tisha thing. If I would have sat there and was like, yeah, my grandma died. My mama died, and and I actually lost my mom. So my grandma died, and and you smirked and then told me, oh, I'm not laughing because your grandma died, your loss. I'm laughing because you doing you again. Who wouldn't be fighting? Y'all so full of it if you gonna sit up here and tell me that that's some shit you tolerate in your regular life. And that's something that somebody who wholly saved and highly favored and just want the best for people. Okay. All right.
I'm not doing the Tisha thing. Let me tell you, what some of my problem is with you. I feel like you start things and then play the victim.
I have no idea what Bill is talking about. If I've done anything to offend someone, I take ownership of it, I apologize for it, and I move forward. I've never in my life tried to play the victim to anything.
The past is the past.
And Naomi, I love you you here, and I appreciate that. I don't emotionally needy. This is what I'm saying. I just want to know where y'all got it from. All that is fine. Y'all can have all of these opinions. That's fine. I'm just trying to go back to the show and figure out where it's coming from. I don't see it. Now, the fact that she's trying to repair it, I guess one could perceive that as being quote unquote needy. But you either try to fix it or you whip her ass. I'm happy that she's sitting here trying to be a mature adult and trying to fix it. She's trying her hardest to do that. But that means you're emotionally needy. Now, if you threw blows, then you're not emotionally intelligent. So I'm trying to just figure out what's the best course of action when a bitch playing in your face. When you can't fight. Okay, that's off the table. That ain't this type of show. It's on. Had it been Love and Hip Hop, it'd be a whole different story. I'm just saying. What's the proper protocol?
I lost family too. I didn't hear from you either.
This is just not going to go anywhere because you're just not owning it.
No, it's not me not owning it. It's me calling you out on your bull.
Now, I'm about to tell y'all some tea from my perspective, and I'm telling you, this is not an assumption. This is called an inference. This is an inference. I'm going to make an inference because I just heard something. Well, good for you, Naomi. I would have slapped her. I'm sorry. But I'm not, I'm almost healed. Like Lil Durk. Here's something that I just heard, and I think this is really the root of all of this stuff. And I'm gonna try to rewind it, but I'm not great at that on this particular software. Oh yes, I am. Listen to this. Listen.
Your rule. When I tell you that I've heard about something, you smile about it. What if I was smile when you tell me all this stuff about what was going on with you and Marcel?
Now, Latisha said, what if I started saying something about all of the stuff that you were sending me and telling me about what was going on with you and Martell? You know what I think? I think that Latisha and Marcel know a whole lot because they were actually friends. And Latisha got text messages and she said this on the show. Text messages and text messages and text messages and everything else of what Melody herself has told her about what was going on with Martell. And Martell and Melody are scared as hell that the Scots gonna end up spilling the tea that they got about them. And what their approach, their strategy has been to discredit them, to make Marcel a cheater, to put all these things out there, to flood the streets, to flood the internet, to flood the YouTube and flood all the things to discredit the Scots so that if they were to put something out on them, they can say, well, you know, they liars. That's literally what I think that this is. That's literally what it is. Latisha got she has all of the text messages and the information because they were friends. Melody told Latisha everything. Marcel was the one who went and picked Melody up from the damn Chick-fil-A after her and Martell got to fighting or whatever. And Van called and told him to come. This stuff came up in the reunion. So I'm not even telling y'all nothing that happened on social media. They spilled all this stuff in the reunion. Watch the show. So if Marcel is picking you up from off the streets and you calling Latisha, they know everything. So the only thing that they could think to do when they decided to when they watched this show and realized like, oh shit, they actually got stuff they could say about us, instead of what I would have done was made sure that they never became my enemy. That would have been me. We would have been ace boo coons the whole time. Like it wouldn't have been nothing. You wouldn't be able to. I would be the Scott's absolute best friend. It would just be it's up and it's stuck when it came to me and the Scots. But that's not the route that Melody and Martell took. They decided to try to discredit them and to put out things about Marcel. 20 women. You were doing more than me. You were doing more than me, but never actually release an actual receipt. Never. And you know goddamn well they would have pulled it if they had them. If they had the receipts, if they had the women, if they had anything else, they would have pulled it. Marcel ain't got enough money to keep 20 women quiet. Come on. Please. They got all of the receipts. And that's what the fear really is. And that's what this shit has been about all these years. They better be happy that Marcel be on the side trying to keep Latisha in check and reminding her that she got too much to lose and be going out here acting like she from the other side of the track. I would hope that I had a man that could, well, I actually do, because my husband and I are also yin and yang. I'm the person who gonna tear it up. He gonna tear it up too, but it takes a whole lot more to get him going. But if something ever actually, the perfect storm of if we both on 100, I fear for anybody who's in the path of the two of us together. And that type of thing can only happen behind our kids. But I'm happy to have somebody who's able to say, you need to sit your ass down because I will burn this whole motherfucker down. So those of y'all who don't know nothing about having a yin yang in a marriage or a relationship where you got somebody who's committed to making you better and who don't have no problem calling you on your shit to make you better and to call you up, not to call you out. It's a difference between calling somebody up than calling them out. And y'all confuse that. But that's fine. I understand. Everybody ain't in the same place. Everybody ain't in the same place.
I don't know what you were doing. So So you trying to tell what's the dinner for you feel? Should I go back to all those text messages?
You want to take my real thing that it's like, come on, girl, we finna go out tonight. Come on, girl, we finna go out to eat tonight. Come on, girl, get out the house, get out the bed, we about to go. Those are the things my real friends do.
What are you doing right now?
What are you doing right now?
You're somebody I really don't even recognize or know anymore.
So here's my thing. You don't get my personality. I keep it very real and I'm very straight.
Y'all see that? Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to say something else about this particular scene because everybody went off of how Latisha was so wrong about bringing up the BMW. She was so wrong. She ain't brought up a BMW yet. I don't know how many minutes we are into this particular scene. Latisha ain't gone low yet. Mel should have wished that Marcel was sitting there. So this is the type of stuff that Marcel be keeping Latisha from doing. Nah, she been gaslit this whole time. You done talked about your grandma. The lady done laughed in your face. You done said this. She done said it wasn't that. She done, and Tisha still ain't said nothing inflammatory. But let's see.
And if you don't know that about me by now, then shame on you.
This girl is zoned out. I have nothing for her anymore.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yes, your husband has made these false statements about Marcel.
How do you know they're false?
So again, all of y'all that's saying this person a narcissist, that person's a narcissist, did you just see that? Martell has been saying things that are false about my husband. How do you know they're false? Now, how many times have y'all count on just one hand the number of things that have happened in this actual scene where Latisha had just cause to reach across that table and flip it the fuck over? How many times? I mean, from my perspective, y'all saved. So your husband and you would be Carlos in that car on 100, right? I don't know about Carlos in the car, friend. I have to look at that. But yeah, it got to be the perfect storm, though. Usually we not both turned about the same stuff. Me and my husband don't get really turned up about the same things. Thank God. Ariane said on live that Marcel was paying to get her car repaired. I ain't thinking about shit Ariane talking about online again. I'm not following behind these people's lives and all this stuff where they get together and come up with some shit to be saying. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the actual show. The show right here. These people. If Melody had receipts from Ariane, she would bring them onto the show. We love to believe Ariane when she's saying, but then don't believe a child. Now, gaslighting. Here we go.
Because I know they're false.
How do you know they're false?
Are they real?
That's neither here nor there for me to say.
Okay, I've been wanting to say this from before I even made my channel. This has been something that has burnt me up as a viewer for the past several years, and probably one of the reasons why I'm kind of addicted to this show and that I have MDS. Okay, is that for several episodes at this point, Melody and Martell have brought up Marcel is cheating. He now wearing his ring. He been with 20 women. My husband didn't even start cheating until he met y'all. Y'all don't even give Martell good advice. If y'all were giving Martell good advice, he probably wouldn't have cheated. I don't even know how you say that shit about a grown-ass man, but whatever. They done this over and over and over again, but you're supposed to be a friend, right? If I have a friend, even somebody who ain't really for real my friend, it's gonna be one or two things that's gonna be true. Either I saw her man somewhere cheating or I knew about it, okay? And I would shut my mouth because I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want to be in the middle. I don't know nothing. The other one would be I'm gonna tell her everything. I'm telling it all. I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna do all the things, but I'm definitely not gonna sit there and gaslight my friend and be like, you should probably, well, I don't know. You sure he not cheating? Well, oh, that's cool. Is that cool? That's not bullying. That's not gaslighting. That's not mean girl. What is it? What is it? I'm just asking. Latisha is mature in this. She more mature than I would be. She more mature than I would be. See, y'all think the real tea is on social media and YouTube. It's now they're doing damn fireworks in my neighborhood. Y'all think the real tea is on YouTube? I guess, but that ain't my channel. I don't have the attention span to follow all that bullshit, and most of it is lies anyway. It's just sexy. Folks like it because it's sexy, but ain't none of it. I just moving on. Moving on. Now, Latisha being real mature because I would have snatched me a frontal, but let's see.
You feel like Marcel's out there doing something and you know about it. You know the pain of that situation. And you know something. Why wouldn't you come to me and say something to me?
You know why I wouldn't dare tell you anything? Because you don't believe. I say you were so figure it out on your own. You figure it out on your own.
I don't have to figure anything because I know.
Y'all, y'all, yeah, y'all.
My husband is faithful. Just because your husband did,
It ain't no just because.
a girlfriend or 3.5 years and a whole bunch of side chicks.
So this is what I'm gonna say. When your husband
Just because your husband been in a relationship with somebody for 3.5 years and got a whole bunch of side chicks on the side. Now, how long it take Tisha to go that low? How long it take? With this is season 1, episode 11. How long it take? And this is what everybody says as to why the Scots hate Melody, because Latisha was the one who brought up this, that, and the other. They ignored all of this lead up, right? They want to start at the end. Okay, let's hear more. What else did Latisha say?
at the bar, when your husband's at the bar late at night coming home at 5, 6 in the morning, you might want to roll up, put them kids, get them kids to babysitter, and roll up to the bar. Roll up to the bar. How can you be real with someone when they don't want to hear the real anyway? Because it's like, okay, roll up, honey, don't call me sweetie. Remember, see, that's what I'm talking about. You do the, don't do this, but then you do it. You know.
Now, the sweetie thing is another gaslight. This is like the third time Melody has brought up the sweetie thing, that Latisha has a problem with the word sweetie. The word sweetie. That happened because Martell was calling Latisha sweetie in a business meeting. It didn't have nothing to do with her generally not being called sweetie. She had a problem with Martell saying it because it was disrespectful and it was in a business meeting. But she want to bring all this stuff together. Again, it's psychological and emotional manipulation. Period.
You know what? This is not going to go anywhere. You're not being honest.
Oh, yeah, I'm not being honest. I'm not being honest, y'all. That's fine.
So good luck with you and your husband, his 3.5 year relationship.
And good luck with yours. I'm not going to give you all your info yet, but I'll give you the receipts when you're ready.
Oh, I have a receipt for that BMW.
When you're ready to see them.
Martell has a matching BMW with somebody, and it's not his wife.
So, comments. Nope, she is one who exposed infidelity in their marriage first. That marriage was in trouble long before infidelity. This is true. Mel kept poking. Latisha was not trying to go there. She wasn't. Tisha and Marcel were throwing so much shade at the beginning of the show. That's a lie. I'm sorry, Tennessee girl. I'll rewatch it. I need you to come back with actual episodes, seasons, and episodes specifically. Mel been on BS since season 1, episode 2. That's when I lost respect. That's when I lost respect as well, Cans. That's when the war started. Okay, girl. Psychological and emotional manipulation. That is a scene that I stopped liking Mel. Mel kept trying to teach it. That is the exact same. That's when I started to side eye. That's when I was like, listen, that's not cool. It's just not cool. It's just not cool. And anybody that's saying like, oh, they giggled once when, because if you let Mel tell it what the problem was, we just watched those clips. This is why I want to bring clips. We just watched the clips of what is the problem. Oh, actually, no, that's on the reunion. I haven't showed that yet. So on season 1 reunion, Melody goes down the list of what her problems are with Latisha and what Latisha did. She didn't say nothing about what y'all talking about in the chat. Nothing. That ain't what she even said, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. And no matter what, I'm going to tell you this. Somebody I bring some infidelity up about my something about my marriage onto the forefront of TV, and then expect the other co-stars not to say anything about it. And when they do, because they made a facial expression or something like that, then from that moment, my whole life's work for the next 8 years, 6 years is going to be to tear their marriage down. I'm saying the response don't match the initial infraction, even if you gonna stand on that, even if you gonna stand on it. Like that just tells me the type of folks that some of y'all honestly are, that you really do think that it's okay to just completely go for the jugular and tear it. Like, I just don't, it don't even, the punishment don't even fit the crime. Because now, if that's the case, then what does Melody deserve behind what she's done to Tisha just from that one scene? Let y'all tell it. Because Tisha, whatever she allegedly giggled or whatever, that Marcel said he was cavalier, or he made a joke about the situation and he apologized during the reunion. If that's what this is all about, and y'all feel like all this is warranted, so tell me now, what is warranted? How far should Latisha be able to go with Melody now? These y'all rules, not mine. These y'all rules. These not my rules. Lord. Tennessee girl. Anyway. Here's another one. So remember, I brought all this up because I'm trying to figure out, where is it that Latisha don't stand up for herself and she just let folks walk all over her and she weak and where is that? Where is it? Because I see time after time after time Latisha standing up to Melody and checking her on her bullshit and trying to hold her accountable. She's the only person on the cast that ever does it. Her and Marcel are the only two who ever do it. But according to y'all, she don't do nothing. She just quiet and she only speak up at the reunions. That's a lie.
Got this weekend together for us to like just sit down and talk. I'm happy that Martell was finally able to, say something. I'm happy we had our moment to talk a little bit. And I really want to move forward. And whatever that means, I just don't want us to be enemies. I don't want us to speak badly about each other.
Now, I guess this is why she's emotionally needy. Oh my God, here she is trying to make peace again. Oh, here she is again trying to make me admit to doing something wrong and having resolve and being emotionally accountable and being a good friend. Oh my God.
I don't want us to take the jabs and just, saying things as mean, but in a nice way.
I guess you're saying that saying that at me because you say that I'm nice, nasty.
Yes.
But you talk a lot about positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
And
so I done showed y'all 3 clips at this point. At what point in any of those has Melody accepted any accountability? I'm gonna tell you, I've had conversations with people like this. A lot of times it's at work. It ain't in my personal life because I don't deal with too many folks, especially this kind of stuff. I would have peeped it a long time ago, but whatever. Tisha's bringing up something to her. Melody then immediately flips it and tells Tisha something that she did. Well, I just would like to, well, you're asking for positivity, but you ain't never positive. Okay. So y'all telling me that y'all sat in conference calls and at work and stuff with people like this, where you trying to actually, or at work, whatever y'all do for a living, y'all come in contact with people where you trying to like legit say like, okay, yeah, when you did this, well, it's funny how you say that because when you did this, that's a conversation where that's positive. That's somebody who really having a good faith effort to try to have resolve with you. I mean, y'all tolerate a whole lot of shit off, folks. I don't know.
to be honest, you don't always give that off yourself.
Really?
Yeah, really. Like, I just give you an example. So, like, last night at the table, while the guys were, having their discussion, it's dark, and we're trying to meet, there were multiple times when you were doing your whole neck thing.
Really?
Yeah, you were. If you notice, when they were talking, for the most part, I just sat there with no expression, but you was definitely on your, like, yeah.
And I wish you would have called that out. That's what I'm saying about the communication, because honestly, I didn't notice I was doing it. And it wasn't even about that. When the guys was talking,
Now, that was a great example of being accountable. Oh, was I doing that? I didn't notice that. But I wish you would have called it out, because when I was shaking my head like that, it wasn't about that. Like, what I was actually thinking was this. And she's going to say what she was thinking when she was shaking her head and rolling her eyes. And Melody knows what she was reacting to, but she just had to have some shit to say.
Tell he apologized for saying everything that he said. I would have liked for him to make a particular apology for what he said about Marcel and the 20 girlfriend thing. You know, especially being that you guys just went through a situation like that, he shouldn't want to destroy a family like that. I don't feel like.
Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that Melody is going to say sorry or take accountability or say that Martell should apologize. If you think that, please put a 1 in the chat. And let's fast forward to now, when does she having issues and stuff with Martell? But whatever, I'll hold that for another time. We know she ain't gonna take accountability, but just listen.
Marcel's gonna apologize.
Okay. Marcel's not gonna apologize. Nobody's trying to destroy your family.
Our husbands have been friends for a long time, and they know a lot about one another.
My husband had never cheated on me. Let's be clear about that.
So again, y'all say she don't stand on business. She don't say nothing. She just sit there. No, she doesn't. I'm just trying to find out where y'all getting that from. I think that what must have happened is that, because I did find Latisha annoying season 1. But I have feelings about all the cast members season 1. And the annoyance though that I have for Latisha didn't have anything to do with the way that I saw Melody gaslighting her and Martell gaslighting her and Marcel. It had something to do with other scenes. But again, no more nice Tish and da 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 da. What they're saying with these edits and with the narrative that everybody's parroting right now is that I guess Latisha about to start showing her ass. Like I would. She about to start acting like me in future scenes. But y'all know that that's not even really how the cast really moves. So the fact that I just don't get it. Like, y'all were expecting her to do that before. Well, I just don't understand it. I mean, can somebody please help me understand like what exactly they have been expecting Latisha to be doing and saying? This has to all be about her relationship with her husband, because a lot of the most vocal people and the folks with MDS hate men, allegedly, right? And so their whole thing is women have to be like wear the pants and do all the different things. And I don't know what they actually want men for, but they don't like the type of relationship that she has. And so they look at women like that as being weak. I'll go on a soapbox about that whole thing in a completely different live, because I have lots of thoughts and opinions about that. She should have called it out. It's about effective communication. Well, that lady's words didn't age well. Now she's saying Martell is unhinged, but back during season 1 and more seasons, she denied things Martell. She sure did. She sure did. Martell acted more unhinged and more emotionally unstable season 1 and specifically season 1. He started to calm down mid season 2 and on. But when he actually was out of his mind, running around, causing havoc, lying on folks, and being nasty, being disrespectful to women in meetings, like they drag Marcel for doing Marcel. Martell was the first one calling Latisha sweetie. And when she asked him not to, he called her sweetie again. Martell was off the freaking chain season 1. Off the freaking chain. The two of them were off the chain together. But now it's a problem. But it wasn't a problem then. Make that make sense to me.
You off the niggas, I mean, everywhere you go.
I had a conversation with someone, and I've heard.
Here she go again.
This would never happen to me, or this has never happened to me.
This is literally the same episode.
It's like.
It didn't take very long to see Melody Hope focus in on that Latisha. She knew what she came to dinner for.
Okay, so let's go back to the word bullying. Bullying. Because I swear, everybody with MDS on the other sector of YouTube where they run down on all the cast members, and their biggest thing is the whole cast bullied Melody. I'm trying to find evidence of that. I don't find evidence of that, but I'm sitting here watching. This is what episode we on now? This is season 1, episode 14. Y'all can go back and watch it if you want to. We started this live I'm on now at season 1, episode 11. We on episode 14. She has consistently tried to embarrass this girl, try to gaslight this girl, antagonize this girl, and let y'all tell it. She just sitting there weak, looking dumb. So if somebody's sitting there weak, looking dumb, and you continue to antagonize and bother them, that makes you a what? Let's say it together. It makes you a what? You can't have it both ways. Either Latisha is the villain or she dumb and docile and only clap back and say anything at reunions. Like, which one is it? But I'm literally sitting here watching actual scenes of Latisha being gaslit, antagonized, and embarrassed, and called out indirectly in front of a table full of people.
What's your problem with it? Specifically?
And I just want y'all to look at Latisha's face. Look at her face. Let me hold it. There. Look at her face. Look at Marcel's face. But I'm supposed to believe that everyone bullied Melody the entire show. I'm just where? I just want somebody to tell me. This girl looks like she wants to cry, and she has cried multiple times. Probably because she knows she can't what can she do? She can't go ham like she wants to. She's trying her best to just like talk to the woman about it, like just in a level-headed fashion. Like, let's just talk about it. Like, can we just, and then somebody just keeps playing in your face. What are you supposed to do?
Specifically? Oh, you can't say this never happened.
I mean, if you ask anybody that never experienced it, in their minds, it would never happen to them. I think we're all like that. You know?
No.
I think we all like that until something happens to us.
No, even before Martell and I went through what we went through, I've been asking for what do you think? And I'm like, well, not as I know of. I don't think so.
I'm sorry, y'all. I messed up. But as I get back to where we left off, I'm just saying, I'm trying to even find like the opening of where one could actually infer that anybody has been bullying Melody. I agree, Carrie. That's I want to fight tears. They are those are I want to fight tears. Completely. And my thing is, again, why does she care so much about what Latisha thinks about the propensity of a man to cheat? Why do you care? Why is it this? You so pressed like this? You pressed like this over a relationship that ain't yours? But why? See, y'all don't be asking the question of why. But why? Because she giggled episodes ago when she was talking about a blueprint or something, and that justifies all of this. That's evil. And I'm saying, and that makes sense to me. Like, if this is the type of like stuff that folks track, like, yeah, this makes sense to me. This makes absolute sense. Then it makes sense too as to why there are 30,000 negative YouTube videos on YouTube right now about the other cast members, because folks really think that this shit is okay. Like, this is how they operate in life. It's like, you do something to me, it'll be my life's work to ruin you. For the rest of my life and the end of my days, I'll find every single solitary thing that I could think to do to bring you down. If that's what you want, I guess.
It didn't take very long to see Melody Hope focus in on that Latisha. She knew what she came to dinner for.
Don't think that.
What's your problem with me? Specifically.
Specifically? Oh, you can't say this never happened.
I mean, if you ask anybody that never experienced it, in their minds, it would never happen to them. I think we're all like that. You know?
No.
I think we're all like that until something happens to them.
No, even before Martell and I went through what we went through, I've been asking for what do you think? And I'm like, well, not as I know of. I don't think so. But it was never a like, no, he would never.
Look at how comfortable the Scots are. I just think this is just like rewatching this over again. It's just not cool. It just isn't. Like the whole thing, this is where it started to become dark and nasty and mean-spirited. Like if anybody can sit up and actually look at this and think to themselves, like, yeah, go Mel. Like you gotta check yourself. You really truly need to check yourself. These people probably sitting there thinking about their kids seeing this. They probably sitting there thinking about all kinds of things, and they can't stop them. They try to level with them. They try to have a conversation. Like, what literally could they end up doing to stop it? And yeah, that's not bullying. What I don't know what it is.
Well, I made that statement. I didn't get married to my husband thinking that, oh, maybe one day he's going to cheat on me.
Nobody does that. What I'm saying is, whenever someone's sitting in my face and they know they lying, saying, "Oh, this has never happened," that's when I have a problem. It's like, no, let's be
Because they're lying
honest.
to you.
If they're lying to me and expecting me to be honest with them,
But what if they think they can't think they're telling the truth if they know they're not telling the truth? Does that make sense?
Y'all remember what I said? This is all about the fact that the Scots actually know every single thing that happened between Martell and Melody, and they know where the bodies are buried, and they have the text messages and the receipts. Latisha showed y'all that she had them when she talked about the BMW. You'll find out in the reunion if you go back, and this is all on the show. I don't have to go to YouTube or to the social media streets to find out. Latisha said the receipt that I have is a picture from Melody that she sent me of the car. Melody told me that Martell bought the girl a car. That's the receipt I have. She sent it to me in a text message. I guarantee y'all, Latisha got hundreds of text messages like that. So what do you do to keep the text messages from coming out? You discredit them. You get ahead of it. And we already see them doing that now. The two of them do that now. They try to get ahead of storylines and stuff by putting stuff into social media, which is why I don't fool with the social media thing, because a lot of that information is planted to sway public opinion.
I've never experienced that before.
Experience what?
Cheating. I haven't. With my husband. I have not. My husband hasn't done that. It hasn't happened to me.
Y'all. I have more. I just have to do this in phases, because it's just it would just be too long. And this is 3 episodes. 3 episodes of season 1. We on 8. We on season 8. 8. This is season 1. But we uplift women, right? We're all about women empowerment. Only one cast member empowers women. The rest of them tear women down. Like, where are y'all getting these narratives from? Where did y'all get the narrative that Latisha is a punk? I guess because y'all the only way that y'all can really think that Latisha was a punk is because you saw all the things that Melody and Martell was doing to them, and you thought to yourself, it couldn't have been me because I would have dragged her. And because she didn't drag her, then that's what made Latisha the punk. But then y'all forgot all about why you thought she was a punk. And then some kind of way y'all took the side of the person who's been antagonizing her the entire time. Like, I don't know. This whole thing is just weird. It's just weird. This is just weird. This is just weird. I don't know what else Melody was trying to do. I would love anybody else to be able to give a plausible explanation rooted in facts from the show, okay, as to what all this was about. And it's still going on to this day. It's still going on to this day. And what y'all gonna see when I bring y'all up the other receipts or the other clips and stuff that I had to record from my phone, you'll see Melody saying, she talking about I'm the post queen when she be posting too. No, no, no. That's more gaslighting, boo boo. She called you the post queen because you were posting about her husband not wearing his ring. Let's be clear. She wasn't just criticizing you for posting on social media. That's something else that folks took and ran with because y'all like to start at the end. Y'all don't like watching the whole thing. People's attention spans are too short. You rock real hard with one person. So you going to take the highlights and you going to leave the rest of it on the floor. And that just ain't how reality works because you can go back and see this stuff. So now we still bullying Latisha. Now folks doing it blindly. Like folks don't even know why they calling her weak. They just like, oh yeah, well, she weak. She had to have liquid courage to stand up to Stormy. What? What? When does Latisha ever have to have a liquid courage to stand up to Melody or any of them? I ain't never seen her back down from no fight. I've seen Marcel have to try to reel her in because he the one that tries to remind her that, look, you got stuff to lose. Don't be like them. Because he know that she has all the ammunition. And Marcel, see, I'll give y'all this little. Now I'm gonna hold on. To that because I have a lot to say about relationships. Marcel is smart. He is very smart. And what a lot of women don't understand too, which I had to learn the hard way as well, is that your mouth can talk your spouse into a fight. That's also something that the men talk about on this show. And then you be standing there looking stupid. Because once something goes to a certain level, you can't undo that. And that's Marcel's thing with dealing with Martell. Because Marcel knows that if him and Martell actually had to get into it, that one of them and he said that one of them will end up in jail or worse. And that's why you see Marcel sitting at that table looking so serious, real stern, looking right across that table. He's hoping that Latisha keeps her mouth closed so that she don't end up saying something that's going to cause him and Martell to have to go blow to blow. This is about maturity in relationships as well. A lot of time women don't know when to pipe down. And then a lot of women have sent a lot of men in jail for murder because of their mouth and because of their emotions. It's just real life. And Marcel is very aware. And here's the other thing. You can't say that you have self-control. Somebody that I admire, I won't say who it is, said this once. You can't say that you have self-control if you've not dealt with how dark you can go. If you have not sat and really accepted how dark you can really go, you can't say that you truly have self-control. Because you haven't even dealt with the depth of who you are at your core. That very core anger, like what you're capable of. If you've never really sat and thought about what you're capable of, you can't literally sit and say you got self-control. This is why I keep telling you I'll do this and I will do that. It's in me. Now, do I be out here doing? I don't. Why? Because I like to control my environments. I don't put myself into situations where I'm likely to overreact. I'm able, the type of thing that Marcel does for Latisha, I've gotten to a place over time where I can do that for myself. I also have a spouse and I have friends and family members who can also do that for me. At this point, I have a teenager who does it for me quite often, especially in the car when I'm fussing and cussing behind the wheel. That's called relationships with people. Folks are supposed to call you up, but y'all take it as calling you out because you're supposed to be able to do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say, go as far as you want to go, and just support me, just back me up. Don't have me out here looking stupid. No, he would have you out there looking stupid if he lets you say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do and respond however you want to respond. Then you'll be out here looking stupid. For real, in real life. I'm just saying. Folks need to be paying attention, and folks don't be paying attention. Marceau is being very, very controlled, just like outside of Madani that day where he told her to pipe down and he was watching how, look, really, I mean, y'all said all the good stuff is on YouTube. I beg to differ. The good stuff is actually on the show. If you paying attention, the way that Marceau was laser focused looking at Martell when they were at Madani, Marceau knows that he would they somebody might be unalived. Men know this. They even I'm just saying, mammals in the wild, they play fight. They do that kind of stuff to understand the other person's strength so that they know exactly what they need to do in the event they ever actually got into it. That's how they know like who to play with, who not to play with. That's why men are able to get over things real quickly because there's always a threat of violence between them. And the violence between men go much, much further than it does with women. And that's why they try to be very smart in tune to situations that can go left. But y'all think that's called controlling. I guess to an extent it is. You should hope that you got somebody controlling you like that. When someone loves humans, they correct them, but correct in love. It is hate when people allow you to do things that could harm them. Exactly. And not just harm you, but harm your entire family and your legacy because you got mad at a bitch at a coffee shop. You got to be able to sit down with yourself. But whatever. Y'all know better than me. Latisha bullied Melody for seasons and seasons. All the Scotts ever did was laugh in Melody's face. That's a lie. But whatever. All the Scotts ever did was make fun of her and bully her. When all I've seen, and this is just again, this is just 3 or 4 episodes. I have more of evidence of this type of behavior over and over and over and over again. What do you call that? What is it called? That's called bullying. Who says it is not? Let's see. What's going on in here? In the chat. I got to roll all the way up because I've been running my mouth. Yeah, don't mess with social media. Thank you, Tyler. It's a mess over there and I'm just not interested. I'm not even on social media, first of all. I don't know if new followers know that. I don't have an Instagram or Facebook or none of that. I left social media a year or so ago and ain't look back. And whole time, weren't the rest of the cast told to not talk about infidelity? They were all blindsided. What were they supposed to do? That is true. That's in my my master class. That's one evil trick. I mean, I'm hard pressed to find something else to call her if it's not evil. Like I'm hard pressed to think of something else to say. Misery loves company. Her marriage didn't work, and she chose to expose the cheating. So now she's desperate to destroy Marcel and Latisha's marriage. I mean, I would like somebody to come up with a different theory. Like that's actually rooted in some sort of evidence from the show. If Melody had proof that he was cheating, she should have given it to her instead of making shady facial expressions. This from the same person who insinuated that Teacher was making fun of her. Melody was trying to ruin the marriage. Lies. If they call what they are doing to be uplifting women, they are delusional. Tyler, and still seasons later saying things like, when Latisha leaves you. Yeah, see, that for me is problematic. It's just problematic. They were marketing and marked and pimped out for cheap too. Right. Like I like to know that my man will fight somebody for me, but I don't want it to ever have to get to that point. Period. And I'm saying, like, Sandria, you probably know this too. Like you it gets to a point where you are no longer in control of that situation. Because if you running it like what Stormy was doing, right? Why that was so problematic. The moment Marceau got out of hand with her, Courtney would have had to do something. And then once you have two men, like that just does not go well. You should not want to put your significant other in a position like that. If you ain't never seen it before, good for you. Just don't. I'm just saying, take the advice. When they saying pipe down and you standing next to another man and it's involving other, like, take the advice. People who keep yes men around them exclusively fall hard. Example, Diddy. No matter how much they plotted, they didn't get the narratives. They kind of did get the narratives because they still holding on to this whole thing about Latisha being so weak. And I'm just saying, I just thought I would pull the receipts, y'all, because I'm really sick of it. Tisha needed some liquid courage and God, y'all so full of shit. And like, be an independent thinker. Like, y'all don't get bored saying the same thing. Like, I go from channel to channel, everybody saying the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. It's just like if you go to CNN, then you go over to MSNBC, then you go over there to ABC, they all got the talking points. And everybody's just reciting the talking points. And at the end, at the end of the segment, they're gonna start back up at the top with the same talking points. It's just like this for content creators. Like, we absolutely need some independent thought, folks actually tuning in and looking at things for what they are and being able to do deep dives and break this stuff down. That's what's absolutely needed. Checking you, Boo, said exactly. When men go to beast mode against each other, somebody is going to the grave and the other one to prison, or both in the grave or prison. Basically, well, that's all I really got for this. It's not an actual review. Didn't want to do a review. I'm going to do one with Butterfly tomorrow, I believe. But what came up for me last week and then this one is just this whole thing. I'm just really over this narrative that this jacket that they put on Latisha's character. I'm just really over it. And I need folks to start citing actual episodes and seasons for this bullying that she allegedly did to Melody. I'm trying to figure it out because I don't see it. And watching this stuff back is just very unsettling. And it's very telling for like the exact character that we see now. And this is why, for me, it's going to take a long time for me to do Latisha's video, because there's just a lot in there. There's a lot there. There's a whole lot there that I would really need the time to kind of work through that. It's just a lot there. And I do think too, personally, I think as far as from season 1 until now, she's had the greater character arc from season 1 till now. And that's part of what people are seeing too. They're seeing her growth. They're seeing someone who's more confident. They're seeing someone who's more unapologetic. They're seeing someone who is comfortable in their own skin. But there's a lot that led her to where she is now. There's a lot of things that has gotten her to the Latisha that we see now in season 8. Because this Latisha here is not the same Latisha that we see in season 8. Now, that's true. And the why of that, there's a lot of whys. There's a whole lot of whys. And I just want to say something else too, where people are like, she got her body done and I want to just point out that Latisha looks like she's gained at least a good 25 pounds being on this show. 25, 30 pounds. That's just my read on it. She looked like she picked up some weight. It looks good. But people be real quick to talk about folks got this done. She got her butt done. And even if she did, like, y'all just be on the weirdest, wildest stuff just to make somebody look bad, just to try to shame and embarrass and antagonize somebody. But then we say that you say that you're on the right side, that you're doing the right thing, that you're about women empowerment because this woman really bullied this other woman. But where? How, Sway? How and when? Show us the receipts. Show us the receipts. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock, but I'm still gonna drop this link for like, I don't know. I'm gonna put it in here for like a second because I don't think we'll see. Yeah, her weight gain does have them shook. Cause Latisha look good, baby. I'm sorry. That's another thing. That's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna get into the colorism of it all. I should, but I'm already an hour and 33 minutes in. That's gonna maybe be another video that folks gonna either not watch or hate it because while folks was talking about all this colorism that was allegedly happening all over on Real Housewives of Potomac, where it was not, where it was actually happening on Basketball Wives, where it wasn't actually happening on Potomac, but where it actually does happen here on Love and Marriage Huntsville with Latisha. Like, let's just be real. Let's just call a thing a thing. Like, y'all got to be intellectually consistent. I don't see a whole lot of intellectual consistency out here in these YouTube streets. It's like rules for thee, but not for me. Latisha, who we got as far as women on this show? You got Melody, Kimmy, Destiny, you had Tiffany, right? Those are the females. Latisha, the only chocolate one. You had Kiki, but that was a whole fool. That whole situation was a fool. She don't count. And that was just a mess. Who on this show has been consistently targeted? Y'all, don't believe me. Don't believe me. Here's your homework. Don't believe me. Go to your favorite content. Maybe they ain't y'all favorite. Go to the LAMH hashtag. Look at the content creators who make LAMH content. Look at their videos in the headlines and tell me who they drag. Because you ain't gonna find no videos that just be dragging Melody saying that she a bald head scallywag, ain't got no hair. No. Like, y'all, it may be like baked in like here, but see, I'm not even just dragging her. I'm not saying she a bald head scallywag and this, that, and the other. Because for what? Like, I don't need to just drag this lady for just no reason. I'm talking about actual scenes and episodes from the reality show that we can talk about and analyze and deep dive and woo. But I want y'all to just go and find like all the videos. This is literally what even brought me to YouTube in the first place, was because I was seeing so many negative, mean-spirited videos about Latisha Scott. And it just bothered me to my soul because I just didn't think that shit was cool. And now going back and looking at like, y'all are really just sick. Like, this stuff is low-key, like, for real sick. Oh, now they saying it was the 5 of them against 1. I want to know what show they watching. I'm just saying, maybe it was. Maybe it was all 5. Maybe it was all against Melody. I'm just saying, tell me which season, which episode, and I'm gonna go watch it. Cause I rewatched season 1 a couple of times. One when I did my master class, and I couldn't even do like part 2 of that because I was just so exhausted from just getting to like part 1A or 1B of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I couldn't even come back and do the second one. Then I watched all of season 2. I told y'all that when I did the Destiny video. So I'm 1 and 2 in. I never saw it. Season 2, that's when Destiny came in. I already broke that whole thing down. What was happening in season 2? Go watch my Destiny video if y'all, because that's when Destiny came on. I already broke down season 2. So we just did 1. Basically, because they kind of get off of this whole 20 woman thing for a while, because then Melody ends up filing for divorce, and then everything is about them actually getting a divorce. And then this is all still season 1. Once Martell and Melody actually separate, then that's when Martell starts calming down and starts trying to make amends with the rest of the cast. And I guess that's where the bullying allegedly happened. But then it didn't, because then season 2, mid-season 2, when Martell actually they became separated, it just didn't happen. It just I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure out when this bullying of Melody happened and how y'all got that in y'all head, and if y'all are finally starting to realize that you've been brainwashed. I don't know. Let's see what y'all talking about before I get off of here. When all the cats, yep, Melody needs to talk to Marcel every time he says something. Kiki got jealous because Marcel checked on Stormy when she cried. Stormy can't get over him calling her immature, drags. I believe it was always her plan to cross it on to set social media. I have watched season 1 and missed a lot of the last few seasons. They have covered for that lady since the beginning. Latisha has caught more heat than any other cast. That's just facts. It's just facts. This is some gaslighting and projecting. Melly has never been bullied. She's just never been able to prove Marcel's infidelity. And so I guess that's what folks equate to being bullied. I don't know why she cares so much to prove Marcel's infidelity. Like, what does that do for you? I just don't, that hasn't ever been explained either. Because they're not admitting it. You ain't admitted to shit. Latisha brought up this thing, that thing, this thing. You can't even admit to doing a goddamn post about Marcel not wearing his ring, but they supposed to admit to infidelity. Like, one thing, again, intellectual consistency. I think that this is Sandria. I think I noticed Melody's actual moves because I was really rooting for her. Same, but she never moved past anger and retaliation. I've just really been sad for her. Both Martell and she were fighting for attention from the rest of the cast when they separated finally, and all wanted way to the divorce. Before the separation, it was Martell and she against everybody. No, it was her and Martell against everybody, but it wasn't that everybody was coming for them. It was them going against everybody else. Like, let's be clear. That is what happened. Like, it's literally on the TV. You can rewind it, fast forward it, pause it, speed. You can do, it's there on the TV. They did that. They came up with the 20 women thing. They did the Kimmy was a side chick thing, gaslight, antagonize. The reason why they was coming for Latisha as hard as they did, because Latisha has the receipts in that goddamn phone. They referred to it several times about the text messages that Latisha has. Latisha has dropped a couple of hints. And that's, again, this is, I'm going to tell y'all another time, but this is going to come up later, just so y'all come back. Season 1 reunion, part 1. Latisha drops another receipt. Well, something else that she knows from her relationship. And this is when Marcel goes off and tells her that she needs to chill out and she needs to be quiet. And then she starts crying again because she said that Marcel is so mean, blah, blah, blah. But what did Latisha say? Latisha said, weren't you accusing Marcel of sleeping with Melody? And then everybody's like, no. That's when Maurice was like, no, stop, because this is what y'all doing. And then Maurice goes off. And Marcel goes off. Marcel goes off on Latisha. Maurice goes off on everybody. I got the clips of that too. But if y'all don't believe me, go watch it for yourself. It's still there. They didn't delete it. Reunion, season 1 reunion, part 1. This is what they scared of, y'all. They scared of all the stuff that Latisha knows to be true, that she didn't hear off the internet. She didn't hear it on YouTube. She heard it out of Melody's mouth. Melody knows all the stuff that she said to Latisha, and she don't want her talking about it. So she's trying to do a whole, like, get ahead of the thing and drag Latisha low down to the ground so she can build up this thing about Latisha. So in the event Latisha ever actually shares anything, Melody can be the perfect victim. She can be the victim. That's what this is all about. That's why they came out so hard, because they were like, oh shit, they know too much. And then that's why Martell comes out and says, since I've been away from Melody, I ain't done nothing to y'all. Like, that was all her. That was her idea. Again, on the show. Didn't happen on social media. Didn't happen on YouTube. These are things that happen on the what? The show. That's actually really good, Carlos. I'm just saying. I hope they can fix it and work some of this other stuff out, because this is, I see why it's a cult favorite. But if you more into the YouTube of it all, you missing so much, because that YouTube stuff is all, most of it is fake, and it's all planted by the hosts to engineer where all this stuff goes, to take the heat and everything off of them, so that in the event any of the other four try to share any information about them, they've already built up this following and all this stuff to folks to be discredited before the information can even get out. That's what it is. Latisha knows too much about Melody and Martell. And from Melody's own mouth, that whole BMW thing was something that Melody said to Latisha in a text message, sent her pictures. So, like Latisha says, I ain't telling you nothing that I picked up on the internet. I'm telling you, I know that he did it because you told me. If you want to know how I know, so won't you tell me how you know my husband's supposed to be cheating on me? Tell me how you know that. Don't tell me what you saw on the internet. Tell me what you know. Because I'm telling you what I know because you sent it to me in a text message. I heard it from your mouth. I do believe Marcel doesn't want Latisha to reveal where the bodies are buried because he knows Martell and she will show his skeletons too. I listen. This is what Marie said. This can all go both ways because all of them actually know each other. So just don't do it. Like Marie said, like you gonna say something, then they gonna say something that's even more revealing, then you come back and say something even more revealing. Like where does it end? Like just don't do it. This was Marie's reunion 1, part 1. It went down, and I like Egypt as a host. They should bring Egypt back to host the reunions. I liked her. She was good. She was. She really truly was. Carlos kind of, I don't know. He kind of plays too much with them. But you see this again, laughing. Latisha was just on the porch trying to have yet another civilized conversation with this lady. And somebody in my chat told me that Latisha did not bring up the BMW. I had to scroll up and see if maybe that was a typo, that Latisha didn't bring up the BMW. No, she did. She did. Let me see. Is this it was her who told Latisha about the BMW. Yes, I remember. Yep, she did. But how long did it take her to say it? They acting like Latisha just was bullying Mel. Like, let them tell it. Latisha was saying all this stuff to bully Mel. Latisha sat there at that table at that coffee shop and took all that abuse from that lady. She done laughed in her face about her grandma being dead. She done all this and done all that. And Latisha was like, you know what? Let me get the hell on up out of here. But as she was leaving, and again, let's not forget what Kiki told y'all to be true about Latisha, that she'll go and that she lay hands. Y'all not putting the pieces together. But whatever. Can't win playing dirty. All I want to know is y'all can't be against bullying, but then think that bullying is okay. You can't say that you against bullying, but then say that someone deserves to be bullied. And then every content creator is still out here making video after video about Latisha being weak and this, that, and the other because she got the type of man that have these hoes on the internet, on Kevin Samuel's show and on Kendra's show begging for. I'm just looking for a man who high value, who got who make at least 6 figures, who is a provider, who can take care of me and my kids. How many kids you got? 5. How many baby fathers? 4. Yeah, no. It's probably not gonna happen for you. I deserve it. You can't tell me what I don't deserve. And that's honestly, truly where all the hate for Latisha comes from. It's jealousy. And it's just bad. It's just a bad look. It's just a bad look. Yeah, y'all know I'm right, Carrie. That's what they all that's literally every single one of these shows, these call in, help me find a man shows. They all want the same dude. They want what they say, like the top 5%, 10%. Right. Who gonna take care of them and all their kids and be a provider and be masculine and all that stuff. And then when they actually see what it was required of them to be in relationships like that. Like, that's what they don't get. Like, there's a yin and a yang to that. If you have someone who's doing all the things that I just mentioned, what you think your role is supposed to be? I'm so happy that she didn't let these folks get in her head about Marcel. If something goes down, it should be behind what she knows to be true. That wasn't from no planted YouTube stories, but from something that she has that she knows to be true. And that will be her tea to share if and when she ever wanted to share it. And ain't nobody's business, and nobody should be invested in her finding out anything about it, because why? Y'all don't have shit else to do. 6 feet, girl, yeah, he got to be 6 feet. He got to have abs. He got to make $200,000 a year. He got to love kids. Girl, you be listening to them. You be like, ma'am, how old are you? I'm 35. How many kids you got? 5. Girl, what? And they mad because Latisha got a husband that says, like, my wife has an option. She don't have to work. She don't have to do nothing. She can stay home and take care of the kids, because why not? She's better at it. I'm better at out here getting this money. And that's being weak. Listen, I told y'all before, I don't want to be you strong assholes. You got to be, how exhausting it must be to have to be the man and the woman in your relationship. I tried that. I didn't like it. I had to do my work, y'all. Mel thought she and Tisha were going to run off into the sunset being boss bitches together. It really upset and embarrassed Melody that didn't go out that way. Where they father? Oh, he locked up. Right. No, Carrie, for real. Like, well, why you ain't with your last child's father? Oh, because he in prison. Oh. Child. As what's his face said, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Now, I believe in men and women performing their respective roles. Listen, if you don't, I got that. Oh. If you don't, sorry, y'all. It's going to be haywire in your household. Let me just tell you. Because then you don't know what's going on. You don't know what you're doing. One person ends up being exhausted. You trying to do, and I'm telling you, I blame, and you have to. I mean, they did the best they could, but it was the previous generation who put this in everybody's head that you don't need no man, and make sure you got your own money, and because that was the situation that they wish that they were in, but blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that. Like I said, that's a whole other conversation. But there has to be roles, and it doesn't have to be, traditional roles or whatever. But again, relationships are about understanding. You got to play your part. Everybody can't play the same part. That's how stuff get missed. If we both do the same thing, just like on your job, if you and your coworker, y'all supposed to do the exact same thing, that doesn't work well for efficiencies. Then things get missed because I thought you was doing it. Now I thought you was doing it. No, we need lanes. And the two of them had an understanding. They did. They still have an understanding. And y'all just hate seeing that. Like, why do y'all don't want to see harmony in relationships? What is that about? Nah, okay. There were no plans to leave Marcel. I mean, I don't know what that lady was thinking. I don't know. I mean, the evidence would suggest that you're maybe correct, Carrie. But I'm just saying, I just don't get it. So I will do Latisha's video, y'all. It's going to take me a very long time. I'm not even going to start on it anytime soon because I got something on my mind I'm trying to get off. I really want to figure out where we get in this narrative that she's weak, and I don't see it. And with that, I'm about to be up out of here. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the notification button so that y'all know when I post out the next phase of this, because I got to go through the reunion. That was a trip. But maybe I've made my point. Maybe.